All praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Wawakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect throughout the four corners of this whole entire earth, no matter where, whom they may be, or what they may look like. To the rest of the church who believe as well, including you women, to the dead in Yahweh Shai also, and the water to Yahweh Shai, because without him enduring and going to that cross for the nation of Israel, none of this would even be possible whatsoever. Okay? According to the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, America is going to be destroyed. That's why we shouldn't have any connections with this place. All right? Yeah, we've been raised here our whole lives. Okay? We've gone through the school system. You was raised up in certain neighborhoods that you kind of hold on to this world in certain ways. You know what I mean? But you can't really have any real ties to this place, seeing that America is destined to be destroyed according to the scriptures. Okay? These nations, different nations, are going to shoot missiles upon this place. All right? And even when you go back to World War I, which is found in the scriptures, this is Revelations 9 and 12, even going back to the time of World War I, many people had to die, man. But World War III is going to be far worse. This is going to be as what they will call the war that ends all wars. Okay? Because in the kingdom, there's not going to be war anymore. Revelation 9 and 12. One woe is past, and behold, there come two more woes hereafter. So that first woe is speaking of World War I. Okay? Now, when you look at World War I, you have France, Britain, Italy, Japan, and other countries who were allied against the Central Nations. Okay? And then looking at some of the Central Nations, going into that, you got Germany, you got the Austria-Hungary, the Bulgaria empires, and so on. Well, all of that was prophesied in the Bible before that even happened. And guess what? World War I didn't take place till 1914. Okay, and that was about a 3.5, 4 year war. Okay, that was prophesied to happen in the scriptures. So we tell you things before they happen because that's the spirit of a prophet. Okay, that's the spirit of Yahweh Shai, which is the spirit of prophecy. Okay, one woe was past, and behold, there come two more woes hereafter. So World War I has came to pass. Two more wars will come after. Well, guess what? World War II happened, right? So that second woe has already happened. All right? Let's grab that. Let's go to Revelations chapter 11 and 13. In the same hour was there a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell, speaking of America. And in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000, and the remnant were affrighted, and gave glory to the God of heaven. The second woe was past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. So what's the second woe? World War II. Okay? And that war lasted longer than World War I. World War I only lasted about 4 years. World War II, that was a war that lasted for roughly 10 years. Okay? And it was during World War II where America, or also known as USA, and the reason why USA is all caps is because it's a corporation. Really, the United States of America is just a business, okay? And the people in it are the product. But anyway, going back to World War II, that was back when America was basically known as a superpower, okay? And then you had the U.S., you had France and China going against countries like Russia and Japan and other countries. I think Italy was another one. Okay? And going back to seeing what happened during World War II, seeing how America is coming to an end, America is going to have its downfall like many other empires. Well, even in World War II, that was actually also a part of the fall of the Italian Empire. and the Japanese empires, just like other empires that have collapsed before that, man. Okay? So empires rise and fall. The only empire that was meant to basically last forever, so to speak, which is going to be literal, is the kingdom of heaven, which is the kingdom of the Israelites. Okay? But now we're coming in to the time of World War III, the third woe. Okay? Revelations 11 and 13 again. I'll just start at 14. The second woe was passed. So World War II is passed already. So that prophecy happened. So when we read this, we actually see that prophecy came to pass. But there was a time when this was written in the scriptures. This hasn't happened yet. It was a future prophecy. But now you read it as a prophecy that came to pass. Okay? So when you read scriptures about World War III and how the destruction of America is going to happen, we understand, yes, it has not happened yet. But the time is going to come where it is going to come to pass, and it will be considered a prophecy that came to pass. Okay, so let's go to the book of Revelations chapter 8 and verse 13. And I beheld and heard an angel flying through the midst of heaven, saying with a loud voice, Woe, woe, woe. 3 woes, speaking of World War III. To the inhabitants of the earth by reason of the other voices of the trumpet of the 3 angels, which are yet to sound. Okay, so this is speaking of the final war, the last and final war. Okay, which is also written in the book of Revelations 11 and 14. Right? So going back to what I just read, this is the book of Revelations chapter 11 and verse 14. The second woe was past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. All right, so that third woe, speaking of 3 woes, woe, 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 that's speaking of World War III. So during World War III, America is going to be destroyed. Different countries are going to shoot missiles over here at this place. Okay? During World War III, you're going to have different nations trying to fight against our Lord Yahushua as well. And you can find that account in the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 13. That's why Esau is getting prepared to fight against the Lord right now. Okay? Matter of fact, Revelations chapter 16 and verse 14. For they are the spirits of devils working miracles, which go forth unto the kings of the earth and the whole world, to gather them to the battle of the great day of God Almighty. So Esau is trying to get prepared to fight against Yahushua and them chariots. The world, today may call them UFOs or whatever else, but they're chariots according to the Bible, and they're controlled by the angels, man. Okay, and they're going to fight against you devils because you're going to have the audacity, the pride, although you're going to be in fear, to fight against Yahushua and the holy angels, man. And they're going to have a blast, literally, playing with the military of this world. Okay? But, long story short, though, during World War III, ultimately what I want to focus on is, the destruction of America. All right? This is the book of Revelations, chapter 9, and verse 16. And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000. And I heard the number of them. And those horsemen are speaking of those missiles. Okay, there were 200, which is 200, 200,000. Another 3 zeros, 1,000. Another 3 zeros. That's 200 million missiles, okay? And I heard the number of them. And a lot of people may not believe that. You might say, well, there's not even 200 million missiles on Earth. How is that even possible? Man, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua can make anything possible. Nothing is impossible to the Lord, man. 200 million missiles is not a big deal to the Lord. If he wanted to, he could open up the heavens and increase and add more missiles, man. Okay? And thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them having breastplates of fire and of jacinth and brimstone, and the heads of the horses were as the heads of lions, and out of their mouths issued fire, smoke, and brimstone. Okay? So there's going to be 200 million ICBMs with breastplates of fire. Because, see, those missiles are also known as the Lord's army, man. Those missiles are a part of the Lord's armory. All right? America's going to be destroyed by the Lord's armory. This is the book of Jeremiah. Chapter 50 and verse 22. A sound of battle is in the land and of great destruction. How was the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How was Babylon become a desolation among the nations? I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou was not aware. Thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against the Lord. So America is going to be destroyed. But check this out. The Lord hath opened his armory. So those missiles are known as the Lord's armory. Going into that word armory. Check this out. Hebrews 2:14. Atah. From Hebrews 6:86. A depository, armory, cellar, garner, store, house, treasure, house. Treasure, storehouse, treasure, gold, silver, etc. Store, supplies of food or drink. Treasure house, treasury, treasure house, storehouse. Magazine, treasury. Magazine of weapons, figuratively of God's armory. Storehouses of God for rain, snow, hail, wind, sea. Okay, so those missiles are the Lord's armory. So if you have a storehouse, if you have gold and silver, if you have treasure, you have it hidden. Okay? Well, you might not understand how Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai can make 200 million missiles destroy this place, but there's missiles that we may not necessarily know about, because that's the Lord's armory. He has his armory hidden. Okay? The Lord hath opened his armory. So he's going to open up them silos, man. Okay? He's going to allow those missiles to be shot from one end of the earth to the other. And hath brought forth the weapons of his indignation. Okay? So let's go into that word indignation. Hebrews 21:95. Strictly, froth at the mouth, that is figuratively, fury, especially of God's displeasure with sin, angry, indignation, rage, anger, indignation. Okay? So this isn't speaking of wicked indignation, being mad in wickedness. The Lord is angry in righteousness. And through his wrath, he is going to destroy, he's going to kill a lot of people. A lot of people have to die because his wrath is that high. But for his wrath to be appeased, he has to kill a lot of people, man. So he's going to allow those missiles to get busy. Okay? And that's that glittering sword that the Bible is speaking of when you go to the book of Deuteronomy 32. Okay? That glittering sword, or also known as the iron weapon and the glittering sword. You know, I'll grab that in Job. But that's going to be the tool, one of the tools used, one of the main tools used to destroy America. This place that, you know, so many people love so well. Job 20:24. He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. It is drawn and cometh out of the body, yeah, or yea, the glittering sword cometh out of its gall, terrors are upon him. All right, so when them silos open up and the missiles get shot off, or when the missiles get shot off from one end of the earth to the other, they're not going to turn back around. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua is not going to repent. At that point, it's a wrap, man. You're either going to be destroyed or delivered. It's a scary time, man. Okay? And these things haven't happened yet, but they're going to happen. This is a future prophecy that is going to happen. Okay? And the only reason why it hasn't happened at this point of time is because things are on hold. Revelations chapter 7 and verse 1. And after these things, I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth. Okay, so those 4 angels, it's you got Uriel, you got Michael, you got Gabriel, and you got Raphael. Basically, those are the 4 angels holding back that nuclear wind until, it's time, So the reason why it hasn't happened yet is because you have angels holding it back. That spirit can't happen until Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua gives order to those angels to let those nukes loose, man. All right. And after these things, I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth. It's speaking of the whole entire earth, but north, south, east, and west. That's all throughout the earth. Okay, holding the 4 winds of the earth, because America is not going to be the only place destroyed, but you're gonna have America destroyed from the East Coast all the way to the West Coast, the North all the way to the South. But you're going to have other parts of the earth that are going to get hit by missiles as well. But America is going to get the most devastating blow of it all. Okay? And it hasn't happened because you have the angels holding back those winds, the winds of destruction. Speaking of the nuclear wind. Okay? And after these things, I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree. Okay? So the sea that is speaking of is representing people, and the proof of that is when you go to the book of Revelations chapter 17. Okay? Which there's other scriptures as well, but this is one that comes to mind as the closest. Revelations chapter 17 and verse 15. And he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, are peoples. Okay? So the nuclear wind is not going to harm the sea, or it's not going to harm any people until, the time is fulfilled that the elect are sealed. The elect could be sealed right now. Okay? Whether the elect are sealed right now or they're not, well, if they're not, there's not many left to be sealed, man. There's so much happening in the world right now. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua is showing, you people here in America, how easy it is for him to turn this place upside down. But the ultimate destruction, the ultimate devastation is when he sends them nuclear missiles to destroy this place, man. Okay? So a lot of people are going to be destroyed and caught up in that nuclear fire. Okay? Let's see. Since I'm in Revelation 17, I'm going to read 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. So looking at the 10 horns, that's going into the European Union. And then the beast, that's speaking of NATO. Okay, and then when you go into NATO, that goes into the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. You got Canada, you got Denmark, you got Belgium, and so on. Okay? And not only that, they are going to shoot at America, man. In fact, not only are these other countries going to be responsible for the destruction of America, okay, but NATO is going to turn against America and destroy this place. Okay? They're going to destroy this place. That's what Revelations 17 and 16 is talking about. So the 10 horns, that's basically just going into the European Union. And the beast being NATO. The beast is going to destroy America, man. It's going to be a part of America's destruction. All right? But all nations with nuclear capability are going to send arrows to this place. whether it be Russia, places like Saudi Arabia, China, North Korea, South America, Iran, Iraq, etc. Man, all these different countries are going to be responsible for the destruction of America. That is the judgment that is set on high in the heavens that is going to happen to this place because of all the wickedness that is happening, all the wickedness that's currently going down. And the prophets have been given warning, and people just don't care, man. All right. But you know what? I'm going to go on ahead and close it right there, through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. So, Kahala, Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. Shalom.